Hello, I'm Chris Gilleland, President of William Douglas Management. Thank you for joining us today. Our topic today is COVID-19 and the pools opening and the pool management situation we're currently all in. Joining us today is, as an expert on this, is Mike Molay with Aquatech Pool Management, and he's going to answer some basic questions that we've been asked by many. And Mike, thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Well, Mike, tell us briefly about Aquatech.
So Aquatech is a commercial pool management company. We've been in business in the Charlotte region since 1994. We also have branches in Greensboro and Raleigh, so we are serving multiple regions. We provide a turnkey approach to pool management, including all sorts of levels of management, whether it be service, attendant, lifeguard, repair, maintenance, construction, all those kind of things.
Now this comes up, I just want to see what you have to say about it. Is keeping the pool closed a board decision once it is approved to be opened by the governors in both our North and South Carolina?
Yes, absolutely. So ultimately the decision to open or keep the pool closed is going to rely on the board of directors. So we service a number of customers that have been cleared to open by their respective regulatory agency that have opted to keep closed, and that's for a number of reasons. It's going to vary from community to community, but ultimately, the decision to keep the pool closed is weighing risk versus reward, right? So they've ultimately decided that the risk isn't worth the reward. And
is the association required to pay the pool contract if the community pool does not open?
Sure. So we have asked that all of our customers continue to make their contract payments on time, with the plan that based on what kind of service that we're engaged with that customer, that we will be issuing a refund based on services that aren't rendered.
Can the pool go ahead and open if the county or municipality's pool permit has been obtained?
Until we get some sort of clearance from either the state, the regulatory agency, the county, even though you have met all your requirements for your pool permit, you don't necessarily have your permit yet. So until we get some sort of clearance, then no would be the short answer.
This comes up all the time. Can you explain the difference between a public and a private swimming pool? And are HOA pools considered public or private?
I think it's easier to understand what a private pool is. Private pool being in a single family home in your backyard, where a public pool would be really anything outside of that. So city pool, hotels, condos, HOA, neighborhood pool, swim club. Even though these pools are for use by residents and or members only, they still are governed by the state and the county where they reside, and therefore a public pool.
In your opinion, is there going to be a shortage of lifeguards this year?
Yes, I do, and especially starting out. And the biggest issue being is that during the 2 months where we typically get the most lifeguards certified, every single pool's been closed. So in March and April, when we typically have 300 to 400 lifeguards going through classes and achieving their certification, in 2020 we've had 0. So it's going to be a challenge, especially starting out. But the good news is that the lifeguard classes have started, and every day classes are getting completed, and we're getting closer to filling that need.
Provide some ideas to help promote social distancing.
Sure. So really what we're waiting for is some sort of guidelines from the state, the county, whatever. So in South Carolina, they put out about 12 bullet points, and these are what we'd like to see, and these are some recommendations for opening the pool. In South Carolina, they recommended that signage be posted about social distancing, but really in regards to managing it or controlling it, it really ends up being up to the people that are using the pool to social distance as they see fit. So we'll be posting signage with recommendations to stay 6 feet apart, but ultimately we're going to be dealing with situations where a family of 5 comes to the pool and they're going to want to be together and maybe distance themselves from others.
What are the differences, are there any differences in an indoor and an outdoor swimming pool with regards to COVID-19?
There are some considerations for air quality. We don't exactly have the guidelines yet for how the states are going to be handling or regulating the indoor pools versus the outdoor pools. The outdoor pools have the benefit of being outside, having UV, having heat, and all these other things that are helping out that indoor pools don't have. So we're still waiting on some guidelines for how that's going to be handled.
Mike, can the pool be open but the bathrooms locked?
Sure, it makes sense that you would eliminate touch points, but if the pool has a bathroom, it is a requirement and therefore has to be available for use.
All right, we'll close, Mike, with this one. Should there be separate times where individuals that are at high risk of catching COVID-19 can use a swimming pool?
I think it's a great idea. We've seen stores and grocery stores implement similar policies. Anytime you talk about age restriction or any sort of restricted use of the pool by any group, it's always important to consult with your community's attorney before enacting any sort of policy. But I mean, it does make sense. Yes.
Well, Mike, I do appreciate you coming in today, and keep up the good work with Aquatech. Clients appreciate you. And you're in Charlotte, Raleigh,
Greensboro.
Yeah. And you go into South Carolina and the Charlotte market.
Yep.
So, okay, so you'll cover a big half our service.
Big chunk, yeah.
Big service area. But again, thank you for coming in today.